And let's start with Hard Knocks, episode 3 last night. Was it good? It was good. It wasn't great. I don't think it still is not as good as that episode 1. Episode 1 was great, just because of all that kind of anticipation with Dak and everything, and getting kind of the main stars screen time out of the way. Episode 1, but episode 3 was still pretty solid as well. So let's go over some of our takeaways and our notes from what we saw last night. The first thing we have to talk about is the mother-loving drone shot. Oh my goodness, how absolutely wonderful was this? Now, this drone takes you through the facility, the Star, which is the Cowboys' kind of indoor practice facility slash hotel slash shopping center slash locker room slash literally it's a whole city in one building. It's absolutely fantastic. So, I mean, this drone shot, I mean, folks, this was the best thing about the entire episode. Honestly, it was a 3-minute drone shot starting from outside the entire thing, stunting. I mean, look at this. They're going through statues, and it even gets crazier. I mean, the work of this drone camera, I mean, I gotta give credit to HBO and the Hard Knocks crew. I mean, man, oh man, I love drone shots just because, I mean, you can film everything. You go up, you go down, you go in between, you go all the way down to the ground. You get this great sky areas, you get this moving shot, and it's so wonderful. But I mean, I'm always impressed when the camera guy, the drone operator, can just flex. I mean, man, he's going through the windows of a Jeep, folks. He's going through the windows of the Jeep, and now there's an outdoor yoga session, and he's going kind of in between these people, and it gets even better because he's going to go right through the front door of the Star, the training center. Look at that. Open it. I mean, in the timing, the perfect timing of everything. I think this was done in one take, too, folks. I mean, this doesn't seem like it's stitched together at all, but I mean, if this was all done in one take, I mean, bravo. And this wasn't a one take. We get I do respect Hard Knocks for putting kind of the outtake at the very end of the credits. So this was definitely not their first attempt, but if this was all one shot, oh my gosh. Oh my, truly, I'm telling y'all, this was the best thing about the entire episode yesterday, was the drone footage showing what the freaking Cowboys indoor practice facility is looking like. So now after they clear the field, this is where it's going to get a little bit good too. Once again, going through a doorway. I mean, it's precision. It's straight up precision out here. And honestly, this should be a new sport. Drone driving, getting it in between the tight corners while still making it kind of faux video edit. I don't even know what word I want to use. But now they're in kind of the film room, and they're gonna once again go through another door right here. Just wait till they get to the weight room. Are we getting to that? Let's skip it. Here we go. They're going to the locker room now. Everybody's cleaning, just flying the drone, no problem, right down the center. It's amazing. I mean, folks, it's 3 straight minutes of uninterrupted drone inside the practice facility. It's fantastic. Oh, and now we get to the weight room. Folks, look at this. Look at this little stunt. That nice turner, that nice turn of the corner to go inside the door of the weight room, and then he's going in between the squat racks. 3 of them, 4 of them, folks. Do you know how accurate you've got to be with your drone that you don't bump into anything? And now we're outside, and now they're all free, and woof, raise up. And once again, this is what's so great about the drone footage. I mean, you just get the overall down from above angle, and it makes everything look so great, and it makes this absolutely monstrosity of an architectural success and achievement. And it truly does it justice with the drone footage. So if you don't have any interest in Hard Knocks, or not going to watch the episode or whatever it is, I highly suggest you just watch this 3-minute and 26-second uninterrupted one-take drone clip. It's absolutely wonderful. All right, and now I do have to shout out what they did at the end, because it wasn't all one take, and fitting it in between those tight fits of the doorway and the statue, we get a little bit of an outtake here at the very, very end of the episode, and they're trying to go through the statue right on the outside, and it hits the statue and it knocks over and it falls to the ground. So I don't know how long they spent on it. I don't know who did it, but whoever did this, tip of the cap, hats off. Man, I was literally, my jaw was to the floor just watching this. It was so great, folks. So the best thing about Hard Knocks last night was the drone shot, folks. And can we talk about Jerry Jones just building the structure? What a flex, what a monetary flex. Would it be like, oh, hey, what do y'all got? This is your indoor training center? Oh, okay. We got a hotel in ours. We do outdoor yoga in front of ours. Okay. What do you got? Little patch of grass out in the back? That's what y'all use? Okay. So it's wonderful, folks. They call it the Star, and man, oh man, it is absolutely brilliant. So that was the main takeaway. That was honestly the best thing about the episode. All right, now let's get into some other things that we saw. I didn't even know Joe Philbin is the offensive line coach. I didn't even know that. So now, I don't like the coaches here on this Cowboys team. I love the players, and this is one of the deepest offenses that there is in the league. But they're coaches of Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy, and they've got Ben McAdoo there as an assistant, and Joe Philbin on the offensive line. So if this goof troop can somehow manage to win a ring, I've got some apologies to dish out, because I think, all those coaches I've just named are really the only coaches I've ever taken a dig at, honestly. So if they can get it done, Joe Philbin, he was looking pretty good as the offensive line. I kind of liked it as the coach overall, so I give Joe Philbin a little bit of credit. He got a little bit of screen time yesterday, coaching up Isaac Alarcon, the offensive lineman, I believe from Mexico, that they're spotlighting here. They spotlighted him in episode number 2, and then they once again spotlight him in episode number 3 last night. He wasn't really getting it done in the Cardinals game, the offensive lineman, and he wasn't getting it done in practice, and Joe Philbin was kind of riding his ass a little bit. And then they kind of, fast forward to preseason game number 3 against the Texans, and when Isaac Alarcon was out there, he was kind of getting it done. So maybe Joe Philbin can kind of coach up and get the best out of some offensive linemen. Maybe the offensive line is where he truly belongs, because I don't like him as an offensive coordinator. Definitely don't like him as a head coach, but he looks like he's getting it done on the offensive line. So we'll see if Joe Philbin, we know this Cowboys team historically has, the good offensive line. Whenever you talk about the Cowboys, and here we go with the flex of going between those squat racks. That's just the ultimate flex of the drone footage. But back to Joe Philbin, if he can be a great offensive line coach, and like we said, the Cowboys always kind of have a great offensive line. We hear about it every single year. So if Joe Philbin can keep that up, I'll give him some credit. No worries there. So a little bit of a surprise seeing Joe Philbin out there still coaching somewhere. So there's that. All right, we also saw Zeke a little bit. Zeke looking great, folks. I truly can't wait to see what this man is doing. Try to get back to that kind of rookie form. He's slimmed down. We didn't see a lot of Zeke, but what we did see was just kind of quick cuts. He's very agile, back to being kind of slimmer and quicker on his feet. His acceleration is great as well. So when he's making those cuts, cutting left to right, he can just take it up 5 yards quickly, just like that up the field. We saw that as well. So Zeke's looking absolutely fantastic. He's making himself small in the holes so he can hit the holes, not get touched, quickly cut, head up field, and now we're talking about 20-yard gains just like that. So Zeke is looking fantastic. Yeah, man, the man's looking great. So can't wait to see him. And, maybe we can put him back in the top 3 category of running back. I would probably put him basically high in the 10s. Like if we're doing top 10s, I think I put him like maybe 8, 9, or 10, something like that. But, if he can get back to his prime form, I'll put him in the top 5, top 3, no problem. So Zeke's looking great. Dak Prescott, not a lot of Dak. And what the hell is up with that, HBO? We told y'all we wanted more Dak, not less Dak, and we got way less Dak last night. Really didn't even see him at all. The only thing we got on Dak was that he was on a pitch count. He was throwing, but on a pitch count with that shoulder. They said he was on the pitch count, not out of fear, just out of caution. So once again, no real reason to have Dak Prescott, throwing too much out here. The shoulder injury seems to be going along fine. It's not a big deal. This is a narrative that we have been saying that should be kind of put to bed. And that's what we really got in Hard Knocks last night, the brief period that we were able to see him. So he was on a pitch count during Hard Knocks, and it was out of caution, not out of fear. Dak will be good week 1, folks. And then the other thing we saw about Dak, once again, we love the leadership. That's what, our big takeaway so far of the first 3 episodes is just Dak's leadership. We didn't really get that this episode because there wasn't a lot of Dak, but what we got was just respect. The man respects everybody. Dak Prescott's the best player at the Cowboys, probably the most famous player on the Cowboys, and he still is down to earth, humble as heck. Love it. Once again, Dak is getting everything because they did a little segment about the mailroom supervisor, Jonathan Jackson, and his kind of family has been here forever. I mean, this man is kind of like 4th generation working within the Cowboys organization, really kind of in the mailroom, and Dak, knows that and respects that and kind of, doesn't talk. I mean, it's the mailroom supervisor. I mean, this is Dak Prescott. Do you need to give him like any respect? You don't have to be a jerk to him, but, not everybody acknowledges everybody, and, this is kind of like a CEO talking to kind of like the janitor-esque, and I'm not saying that to kind of knock Jonathan Jackson. The man, he's doing his job. I mean, his whole family was there. He's got respect. I'm not knocking Jonathan Jackson at all. I'm just kind of, comparing it to something. So Dak Prescott, could just be like, oh, hey, head nod in the hallways, classic. But no, he invites them to come play spades with Zeke and Micah Parsons, and Dak Prescott was partners with Jonathan Jackson in the past when they would play spades, but now Dak wanted to face him, and Jonathan Jackson swept the floor with Dak Prescott. So just Dak Prescott including him into everything, you gotta love it. The man is humble as heck. He gives respect to everybody, and once again, just that great natural leadership that you love to see. So once again, shout out to Dak Prescott. Fantastic. We didn't see a lot of Dak Prescott in the leadership role, but who emerged? We saw somebody emerge as a leadership, and that's edge rusher DeMarcus Lawrence on the defensive side of the ball. He wasn't playing in preseason game number 3 because he's a main starter out there, but he was kind of coaching up Kamara, who we saw in the spotlight in episode 2, the edge rusher for the Cowboys. He was kind of coaching him up, and DeMarcus Lawrence also went over to Ben DiNucci after he threw his second interception, and we didn't hear anything. We just got kind of a 1-second kind of shot on the sideline after DiNucci threw his second interception, and who was standing right beside him? DeMarcus Lawrence. So I can only imagine that he's kind of coaching him up a little bit. Hey, relax, no big deal. Hey, it's an interception. Go and get it back. Go, work harder the next drive, the next series. Hey, you're going right back out there. Go get it done. Shake it off. So that's what I can only imagine because we only got the 1-second shot of it. But I love seeing that, defense hyping up the offense. I absolutely love that. So DeMarcus Lawrence, a little bit of a surprise that we saw in episode number 3, but we love it. All right, what else we got here? Mike McCarthy, once again, we saw this in either episode 1 or number 2, where Ben DiNucci threw an interception in preseason, and then we saw Mike McCarthy come over to him on the sideline, coach him up a little bit, saying, hey, shake it off. You're going right back out there. Go get it done, and that happened again. That happened again here in episode number 3. DiNucci throws a second interception, and Mike McCarthy comes over, and once again, hey, shake it off. Go get it done. You're good. No worries. Go fix it. All the great encouraging words that you kind of want to hear when somebody's not having a great day. So that was Mike McCarthy on the sideline, but then in the locker room after the game, Mike McCarthy was like, hey, there's no room for turnovers in our game. This is what plagued us last season, and we're not going to have it. So that's kind of what I love about Mike McCarthy. In game setting, during the game time, you can't kind of too much harp on your players because they'll get down on themselves. Maybe they won't perform as well when everyone's harping harping on them. So when you're on the sideline, hey, no big deal. Shake it off. Go get it done on the next drive. But then when it's in the locker room, when everything's said and done, hey, we can't have these turnovers. We must fix this now. We will not have this in the regular season. And if you are doing it in the regular season, we got 53 guys here. So we've got no problem switching and benching and starting new players here if you are turning the ball over and not getting it done. So I love that Mike McCarthy brought that out in the locker room. That's when you bring it out. You don't bring it up on the field because you need everybody playing at their highest level. You don't need anybody struggling and then all the words, weighing down on them, and then they go out and flounder. So I thought that was great by Mike McCarthy. And was that it? That was all the notes. So Mike McCarthy truly kind of being like, hey, we're not doing turnovers this season because that's what plagued us last season. And when we see just kind of the interceptions and turnover numbers that they had last season, the Cowboys, we had 19 interceptions. Is that correct? Where are we at? 19. Where are these Cowboys at? Dallas Cowboys. Here we go. Dallas Cowboys had... Oh, that's team defense. Where are we in offense? Here we go. Let's go to the offense. This is what we want right here. All right, Dallas Cowboys. They had 13 interceptions last season, and then they also had a couple of turnovers on the defensive side of the ball as well. They had a total of 19 fumbles. Now, those are not just lost fumbles. Those are also recovered, but still potential turnovers. So, hefty number of turnovers. Zeke, that's something that we need to see clean up this year. So, once again, Mike McCarthy, how great of a head coach is he? He's going into his second year with the Cowboys. He noticed way too many turnovers year one, and that's seeming to be kind of a big emphasis that he's putting on the team overall going into his second year. So, we're always kind of actively judging and gauging where Mike McCarthy is overall as a head coach. And if that's something he's going to put a lot of focus and emphasis on, cleaning up the turnovers, we can't really see too many turnovers this season because that just proves, hey, Mike McCarthy, you talked it, but you didn't do enough to coach it out of the team, to coach those turnovers out of the team. So that'll be something that we'll look at this season. Zeke was a huge factor of a lot of those fumbles, lost and recovered. Dak, he wasn't out there for the interception, so hopefully that cleans it up. And we just saw Zeke be looking really good in Hard Knocks just yesterday. So hopefully he's cleaning up the fumbles as well, and hopefully Mike McCarthy is harping in that message, truly sticking by it, and clean up the turnovers for this year. All right, so that was all of our takeaways from Hard Knocks. Good episode number 3, and I need to get in touch with that drone pilot because it was absolutely wonderful. Very, very well done. Alrighty, let's go to Sue. Oh no, before we move off of the Cowboys, we got this nice little highlight out of training camp. It's not Dak Prescott, but it's a quarterback. I don't even think it's Ben DiNucci. It's another quarterback throwing Amari Cooper, a nice kind of corner fade in the end zone, and it's Amari Cooper going up and getting this ball. Oh my goodness, fantastic, 2 feet down, touchdown. And why we bring this up is because this man is the number 1 wide receiver. I know we've been seeing a lot out of CeeDee Lamb. He's the number 2 wide receiver. So we've got great weapons here offensively, like we know for the Cowboys. And really, the sky is the limit with this offense. Hopefully, Mike McCarthy isn't holding this offense back at all. Hopefully, the offensive play caller, Kellyan Moore, I'm not the biggest believer in him. This is a huge season for him as well. But hopefully he's not holding this team back because, you've got 2 great, athletic, tall, fast wide receivers that will go up and get it. And you got Ezekiel Elliott, who, in his prime is fantastic. And we're hoping he can return to that. And right here, I didn't even plan this, but here it is, Dak Prescott being the great leader he is. He's not even throwing this ball, and as soon as Amari Cooper has made this play, Dak's the first one on the field to congratulate him. They do kind of the jumping, touching shoulder celebration. So, that's what we get out of Dak Prescott. He didn't throw this ball. He's probably not even practicing at this point because of, being on a pitch count with the shoulder, and he's right there congratulating his guys on the field. Mayfield. I mean, how can you not love this man, folks? Jeez. So the Cowboys, I'm not a big fan of their coaches overall, but man, oh man, they've got some talent on the freaking offensive side of the ball, folks. I think we're going to be rooting for the Cowboys this season, folks. So Cowboys looking great. Oh, y'all, they are looking great.